Hey, second interview of the day. This is Robert, and thank you for tuning into Station Square. And we have a returning guest in the corner. We have Farah with us once again, and we're just gonna chat and chill about, the what we do best. We're just gonna shoot the breeze and just, keep things simple. So how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing so good. I feel like 2025 has been such a roller coaster of a year already. And I feel like I'm just like I don't even know what the rest of the year has in store. But yeah, it's been pretty good. What about you? How's 2025 been so far?
Roller coaster doesn't even begin to describe.
Roller coaster is
Yeah,
an understatement.
yeah, exactly. I mean, like. I'm pretty sure everybody knows what happened last month here in LA,
Yeah,
and
of
now we're
course.
just things are just pretty tense politically. So yeah, it's a pretty good, a solid start. Not.
Yeah, the world is kind of very dystopian. It feels like we're heading in a very strange direction. And I'm just like, I'm just gonna try and distance myself from that and just focus on what I can control and what I can do, which is, what I
Exactly.
can do in this room. So, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I guess with all of that out of the way, just share a little bit about what you've been, doing, because I know it's been a minute or two since we last spoke. So
Yeah.
yeah, share a little bit about what you've been,
Yeah, sure.
up to as of late.
I'm pretty sure it might be like maybe over a year ago since we did the last
I don't even
podcast chat.
remember, man. Yeah.
So I feel like a lot has changed for both of us, since then. I guess in a career sense, I got nominated for a One Voice Award, which I'm
Oh yeah,
super
congrats.
ecstatic
Yeah.
about. So that's like absolutely mind-blowing. And I've managed to work for a Marvel audio drama, and I've managed to work in like central London for a recording project. So I feel like I've really kind of like I'm not all tucked away in my room doing it on my own anymore. Like I have like connections and friends. Like I met one of my voiceover friends on the weekend. So it just feels like oh, this is an industry to be part of, like even though it can be quite, lonely and solitary. So yeah, it feels like I've kind of stepped into the industry a little bit more. And in terms of personal life, I mean, I have a nephew and he is just the best thing in the world and I'm just obsessed with him. So yeah, life is good right now. I hope it's good for you too.
Yeah, we're getting there. I mean,
Oh,
outside of
bless
all the
you.
real world stuff, I've just been pretty swamped doing these back to back and also just a lot of voiceover stuff, just a lot of auditioning and just,
Oh, really? Oh,
still
that's
booking.
so good. How's it
Yeah.
going?
Well, I managed to book something really. I booked a cool thing that, of course, I can't talk about because NDA, but
Oh, NDA. Yeah, yeah.
no, I've just been getting myself out there, just creating stuff, writing a lot more. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's just been like, I kind of joke around that after I came back from vacation for New Year's, it's like, it's just been a nonstop locomotive, like going 160
Yeah.
miles just with no breaks in between. So, I mean, I do
Wow.
eat and sleep,
Yeah, I was gonna say,
right?
I hope you look after yourself in terms of
Yeah,
the everyday necessities.
exactly. Yeah. But no, I just wanted to wish you
Mm.
congrats on the One Voice
Yeah, One
Award.
Voice
Yeah.
Awards. Yeah, thanks, man. I was so like, because Chris Woodworth, right? He
Oh
messaged me
yeah,
and
yeah.
he was like, oh my God, the nominations like are like gonna be accepted. Like you need to submit something, and I was like, oh, okay, quick, I need to submit something. So I like just sent in like a bunch of stuff, and thank God he reminded me because last year I think I found out too late, and I was like, oh no, I can't submit anything. So this year I managed to do it in time, and yeah, I'm just excited to go to the awards in May because I get to like meet everyone else and yeah. Oh, I'm so nervous. I hope it goes well.
Yeah. I kind of know the feeling of like, oh my gosh, you're going to a big event and then just sitting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's like a lot of people and it's just like, oh
There's a
my
lot of
God.
eyes on you.
Yeah, there is. And it can be a little bit overwhelming and kind of exhausting and draining, but I like to push myself, so I think it's a good thing to go to.
Yeah. And speaking of Chris, you're still doing like those the voiceover I think it's the
Yeah.
dubbing challenge
Yeah,
that he
like
does. Yeah,
the voice collabs that we do
voice
together.
collabs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you're still doing those, and those are a lot of fun.
Yeah. They're so good to do just because I feel like they just connect you with loads of other voice actors because I think they're really fun to watch and they're really fun to do, of course. And when people see them, they're like, "Oh, I want to be part of this," and then it gets a conversation going with someone else. So it's just like a great way to have fun creatively, show off your skills, and also network. It's like a big ball of like everything good about it. So there's just no reason to stop doing it. I love doing it, and they're so good.
Yeah, right on. S- I think a question that I have pertaining to that with, the voiceover duets or whatever they do on TikTok, whatever I
Yeah.
think, I mean, it is a duet, and there's also like the collabs that you do. Like,
Yeah.
how much would you say that those were like a lot of fun, and it also really like helped you learn a lot about, voice matching a character and stuff?
Yeah, I think that's such a valid question. I think it definitely has because a lot of this job you kind of learn like through experience and you learn from each project that you work on and each character that you get to work with. So I feel like the more collabs that I'm doing, I feel like I'm improving incrementally each time. And even in other people's performances, like if you watch Chris's videos from 2 years ago when he was doing them, like he's improved so much. And it's just like, it just helps refine that skill. So I think it's definitely played a big part of, my voice journey.
Yeah. And I've also noticed too that those videos just really just skyrocketed. Yeah. Yeah, they
I
just
mean,
really started
hopefully,
taking
yeah.
off. Yeah.
Oh, that's so good. I mean, yeah, I think it's because everyone can relate to like Disney Pixar films, and those are the films that we usually choose to do voice
Oh,
collabs
yeah.
for. So,
Exactly.
like, yeah, it's like whenever someone sees that, they're immediately like, oh my God, childhood, and then they'll like stop to watch it. So, yeah, the
Yeah.
nostalgia element helps for sure.
Exactly. And I know that he's been doing like those. I'm probably gonna plug this, but he does like these workshops for characters and
Yeah,
yeah, so definitely check those out. I mean, you have to
absolutely.
go on his Instagram and find out more information, but yeah, just wanted to throw that out there. Love you, buddy, and you're doing real good out there.
Absolutely. Yeah. I've heard that his workshops have been really fun
Yeah,
and they're really good to be part of. So yeah, I recommend them for sure.
yeah. And Chris, if you're listening to this, let's reconnect. Yeah, it's been a minute, so yeah, I like to reach out to, you know, colleagues and friends. So let's see.
Yeah.
I think I do have a couple of questions, but they're not like, a ton, because we kind of did this like a year or so ago. But let me see. Would you say that, when you're doing, and kind of just piggyback, kind of just segueing off of like the last question about voice matching, does it, I know it's kind of obvious, but did it also help when it comes to creating new characters, like say, because I know that's something that Chris would probably teach in his workshop, where sometimes an impression can make a new character, so on and so forth. So would you
hmm
say that it also helped expand your vocal range a bit?
Yeah, I would say so. There's definitely a lot of especially when it's a character that I'm not really familiar with and I have to kind of get my voice to kind of match hers. I'll be like, "Oh my God, I've never really used this part of my voice before." And then that kind of gets me into doing different accents and then seeing like the full potential of that part of my voice. Like this is a little tease because this isn't out yet, but me and Steven are doing a Lion King collab. He's doing Simba and I'm doing Nala. And I've never done Nala's voice before or really seen the film. Like I'm not a massive Lion King
Wow.
person. I know, sue me. Ah.
Yeah.
But
I mean, to be fair, like, I've met people who haven't really seen, what's that famous movie? I mean, I've still had people that haven't really watched like Simpsons or SpongeBob, and those big stuff. Yeah.
SpongeBob is absolutely iconic. I love
Yeah.
SpongeBob. It's so good.
Yeah.
Um, But yeah, so Nala's voice was interesting to do because I had to like access a different part of my chest, which was cool. So yeah, constantly changing and learning and evolving through doing those.
Yeah. I mean, there's some characters that I didn't really know that I could do. Like, there's a movie called The Great Mouse Detective, and the
Yeah.
villain was played by Vincent Price. So Ratigan is kind of like very, very, very much it's just Vincent all the way. But you can tell that it's not really just Vincent being himself. He's just really getting into the physicality of the character, and then just because this dude is kind of like Ratigan just has a huge ego. Like very, very much charismatic. He's very much acting with his entire body, and there's the physicality to the performance of not just hearing Vincent's voice, but it's also like the physical attributes that could just really help create a character. So that's pretty
Yeah.
much what I did for an audition recently. I don't remember. I mean, I don't know if I can really say what it was, but it was just something where I just had to. I just wanted to challenge myself by going into a more broader, like a more deeper kind of
Yeah.
charismatic, bombastic performance of just being
Yeah.
like you're an over the top villain on stage or something. So that's just something that what I did, just throwing out my chest a lot. That just creates a character. That's something that I
Yeah.
actually was. Oh, fun anecdote. So I know that Bob Bergen, who I also had on the show, is very big on like if you physically portray the character, the voice is gonna follow, which is so true because if you just do it like this, just talking, it's not gonna be as effective as like doing all these hand motions and be careful not to
Yeah.
microphone. So yeah, that's the catch. Yeah, physicality,
Yeah. It definitely helps.
TLDR.
Like as soon as you like puff out your chest, I bet you could feel that kind of
Exactly.
pride
Oh
bursting out
yeah.
and you were like, "Oh, yeah."
Exactly. Like, yeah. Because it's like when you're doing a character from like, from Incredibles or any other Disney Pixar film, like the actors from the videos that I've watched, they really do get into it. Like jumping
Yeah.
up and down and just changing your face, adjust the eyebrow expression. That just makes a new character right then and there.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I feel like if you even like spend time talking to yourself in different accents and different voices,
Oh,
like you're halfway there with like preparing yourself physically and vocally. I get it,
I
you do that a lot.
I do this every single day.
When do I not do this?
Exactly. And it's
Constantly
just kind of
talking.
like, yeah, I'm talking to myself and act like I'm just somebody who has gone insane, which, to be fair, when you get
Yeah.
into this, you pretty much are crazy.
Yeah, exactly. I spend so much time on my own just in this room talking in stupid voices, and I'm like, huh, if someone was listening in, they'd be like, wow, she's insane. Like,
Yeah,
arrest her, she's crazy.
that's the life of an of a voiceover artist. Yeah. So
Uh,
I don't know if I asked. Sorry, my brain. I don't know if this
No
was a question
worries.
that I asked the last time, but do you have like any particular favorite performances you've done? Like just in general?
Oh, you know what? I'm biased, but I think for the Marvel audio drama that I did,
Oh yeah, the Marvel. Yeah, that's a
yeah,
pretty
just
big one.
Pfizer Hussein, that character, I think it's because it was the first time I'd spent like so many weeks with a character before. It was like the longest time that I'd been with a character for a project. So and it really felt like we were growing like all together because we recorded with other actors and and we recorded mostly chronologically as well. So it was like we really felt the movement and the build of the storyline, and it just felt really good to like grow with this character. And yeah, I just think I love being directed, and that always helps. So yeah, the director did an amazing job, and I think I like that performance the most. What about you?
Oh boy. Uh, let me think. Let me think. I think recently, man, and it's the cool thing that I can't talk about because NDA. So,
Oh man, no.
yeah, but I can tell you something that I've done that are out. Let me just casually scroll on my Twitter just real quick.
Oh heck yeah, this is so cool.
Yeah. Okay, so I I've done a couple of video games like Havoc Fox where I did like I mean it's like this indie game that is kind of still in production. I'm not I don't know the timeline of when it's going to be coming out, but I did announce that I was a few characters in there, and then I did another video game called Doomsday Paradise, which just recently released on the Nintendo Switch. So
Oh,
if you
that
want to
sounds
check that,
really cool.
yeah. So if you wanted to add it to your wish list, do it. And
Yeah, absolutely. I'll
I'm
write it
gonna
down.
yeah, and then I'm working with a client as a writer for one of their series, and I'm going to be voicing a character for. I mean, they're working on two projects right now, so I'm voicing a character for one of them, and I'm going to be a writer for another little thing that they're doing. So, yeah, staying
Nice.
busy. And I kind of find that even though audiobooks are quite a lot of work, I just really take a lot of, I don't know why I've just been really kind of been so interested in narrating like history as of
Oh,
late. But
nice. So
I
like
think that's
nonfiction?
well, yeah, yeah, like nonfiction and just learning more about what happened in stuff like World War II and also the history of wine, a bakery, stuff like that. So I think those are kind of something that I've been enjoying doing as of late.
Nice.
And I've been getting auditions on ACX and AHAP and just going on all these audiobook stuff.
Yeah,
And like I said,
defo.
I know that those are a lot of work. People often say, "Oh my gosh, there's so much work," but honestly, it it kind of pays. And also
Yeah.
you really learn about the topics that you weren't don't really have much of an interest in, but at the same time when you start reading them, you're like, "Oh, okay. This is kind of fire actually."
Yeah, and like especially when I feel like you're narrating something that you're a really big fan of and you really enjoy the
Exactly, yeah.
content.
Oh boy,
Yeah, like
yeah.
that just kind of
I've
helps
done
the
those.
performance
Yep.
like so much better.
Yeah, gotta love those e-learning and medical narration stuff.
Yeah,
Those are
shout out
fun.
to you guys.
Yeah, especially when you learn stuff about your body that, you just gotta keep it healthy, but also, diseases and all that other stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
Oof.
absolutely. Got to
Yeah,
look after this body of a temple that we're working from.
exactly. Yeah. And gotta keep yourself safe from this flu season that's been going about.
Oh yeah, I bet you guys have yeah, lots of flu going on in the States right now. It's not too
Uh,
bad in the UK. We're all right for now.
yeah. And yeah, definitely still gotta keep watch about, the smoke, the air quality and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's gonna be lingering for quite a minute.
Yeah, escape to the country, that's what I say. Get away from the cities. They stink of gas and pollution.
Exactly. Exactly. I just keep hitting my mic for some reason.
Oh, I can't hear it, don't worry.
Yeah, no worries. That's how expressive I really am. But anyways, and I know it's kind of a cop-out answer, but who are your inspirations in VO?
Oh God, this is such a hard question. Okay,
Yeah,
who are
like I
my
said,
inspirations?
it's such a simple and a cop-out one. Just the go-to. Who's your favorite? Yada yada yada.
I mean, oh man. I feel like, you know what, this might be a cop-out answer to the cop-out question, but I feel like
Yeah.
people just posting every day on LinkedIn about their like voiceover career, I'm like, wow, that is inspirational. Because like posting every day on social media is so exhausting, and I just applaud anyone that
Bro.
can do it.
This
Like
is why,
honestly.
yeah, when it comes to social media, because that's a whole can of worms altogether. But,
Oh yeah.
and then when you're like, oh, I'm just gonna post something on there, and then you just try not to get distracted by doom scrolling and the news,
Oh
which
yeah.
it is
That is so
impossible to
hard.
avoid now. It is
Yeah.
so impossible because literally politics are just running rampant now, and I'm just like, oh,
Mhm.
I just want to post my stuff and then just unplug for
Yeah.
today.
I feel like if we can just kind of create a nice space on the internet for people to
Exactly.
just
Yeah.
forget about all that bad stuff, then, we're doing
Sure.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah. At least we seem to be doing okay. But yeah, like I said,
It's
social
all
media.
smiles on the outside. On the inside, I'm
Exactly.
crying.
Yeah, like I said, social media is a whole different beast on its own.
Yeah, for sure. But it can be
And
used to people's advantages. I feel like it
exactly.
has to be given some credit, you know. It's helping me connect with so
Yeah.
many people. I mean, like you, without the internet, I would never have met you. So, yeah.
Yeah, and we wouldn't have met Chris or
Yeah.
well, whoever else I've interviewed on the show by now. I know that. Oh, and Sarah
Yeah, Sarah Nightingale.
Nightingale. Yeah, God, I'm
Yeah.
terrible with last names today.
Oh, that's okay. It's been a long day.
Exactly. It's already been a long day, and it's not even 1 o'clock. Oh yeah,
Oh
it's late for
man.
you, but yeah, trust me, it's feeling pretty late for me.
Oh God, honestly, I feel for you. If you've got interviews like all day, you need to, you know, make sure you just keep
Exactly,
your
yeah.
energy up.
Exactly, because I that's also something else I wanted to discuss. Like the day in the life of a voice actor, I'm a voice actor because I keep tripping over my words all the time. But no, when you're a voice actor, it's like you don't even know what today is gonna bring. You don't even know what tomorrow is gonna bring because 1 minute you could be doing this, and then the next you could
Yeah.
be doing an audiobook, and then the next you're doing a video game and an animation, doing a lot of screaming,
Yeah.
yelling, and next thing you know, right after that, you have to do like one of those. Science proves that the metal coronavirus is actually a fleshy da 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 da. So you have to do a lot of that narration stuff. And next thing you
Yeah.
know, you're just doing it at. You just don't know what your day is gonna be.
Yeah, I
Or
mean,
sometimes, most
absolutely.
days, nothing.
Nothing.
Just crickets chirping in the
Yep.
background. Yep, that's how most days be. So it's like, yeah, today I did this and this and this, but then most of the days it's like, oh God,
I feel
now
like
what? It's kind of
I
like that
feel
one
like
scene of Finding
yeah.
Nemo. Now what?
Yeah, literally. I feel like it's so important to show that side of the job that we do because like it can be so easy to just post loads and be
Yeah,
like, "Oh, I'm so busy, like
you
I'm
can
so
market,
popular."
you can do all this other
Yeah,
stuff, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, like it's not just doing auditions or just doing voice acting. Like you definitely really do have to put in the work, and I know people are gonna be like, but I kind of just wanted. No, honey, you gotta get yourself out there, man. You
absolutely.
have to
Yeah.
invest yourself, make a lot of investments,
Yeah, there's
and
so
do
many
the adulting
investments.
101
Oh my
stuff.
God.
God,
You know, I think the best investment that you can make is probably like investing time in yourself to like just do it. Like literally just do it, like Nike. Just do
do
it.
it.
Don't
Yeah, just
overthink
do
it.
it.
Yeah,
Or like Emperor
that is
Palpatine,
my
just
mantra.
do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Feel the fear and do it anyway.
Yeah, but we were just talking about, you know, I would just say that a lot just inspire me just every day, whether it's on social media, just meeting them in
Mm.
person. You can just find inspiration anywhere.
Yeah, and I feel like even if you're in public and you're overhearing like a conversation with a stranger with a really funny voice behind you, like even that is in itself like doing research, I guess, because
Oh,
you just
yeah,
take it in
exactly.
and then I'll be like, how do I replicate their voice? And then I'll go home and like do it. And I'm like, wow, this stranger has no idea that I've just been trying to sound like them for the last 2 hours.
Yeah. And then it ends up somewhere and you get residuals for
Yeah,
it based on the
exactly.
person that you've
Woohoo.
listened to. Woo woo! And they don't even know that you imitated them. That's the best part.
They'll never know.
No one will ever know. So, kind of curious, what is something that is kind of the most creatively like for it's gonna sound really icky when I say this, but
No, go for
what is
it.
the
Go
most
for it.
creatively fulfilling or rewarding about just what you do?
Um, I think honestly for me, it's just the satisfaction of feeling like, yeah, that's a really good voice that matches that character and just like watching it come together. Like if I'm pleased with my own work, then that means the world to me because I feel like I'm the hardest to please when it comes to myself and like my performance. So I'm like, if I'm happy with it, then that's all that matters. Like it just fulfills me to just do voices and match like character mouths with like what they're saying. And yeah, I don't know. It's just like fills a fire in me. I can't explain it.
Yeah. So, what is your advice for anything that you want to share regarding self-care or just, like you kind of alluded to earlier, taking the mental health, whatever,
Yeah.
but any advice on that, whether it's workout, vocal, all that stuff?
Yeah. I would
I
say
don't know how else to phrase that.
obviously no, so that's I feel like I knew what you were getting at. I
Yeah.
feel like obviously there needs to be a level of self-discipline in there so that you can kind of be your own boss because it's so easy to just be like, well, I'm not going to work today because I don't feel like it, or I've got no auditions to do, so I'm just not going to work today. So I feel like accepting that some days can be quiet and changing your day based on what, your inbox looks like, don't beat yourself up over not having auditions rolling in. Just like take time away and just take a breather, get away from the computer, get away from the booth and just yeah, do something
Easier said than
physical.
done.
Yeah, absolutely. But you got to have those boundaries for yourself to make sure that you're not just like working like a workhorse nonstop, um, which I've been known to do. I can be a workaholic sometimes.
Same. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
you're
just
not the
easy
only
to
one.
do.
Yeah. It's just actually have the discipline to do it. It's oof.
Yeah. But yeah, what advice would you say? Would you say like going to the gym, working out, like reading a book, like what would you advise?
All the above, honestly. Or just, I don't know, indulge in like a show or a video game or just praying.
Yeah.
Those are kind of like the basic stuff that I got.
Yeah, just switch the mind off for a little bit.
Yeah.
Really helps.
What do they call it? Like when you're what? I mean, I don't recommend brain rot, but more like just switch off your mind and just enjoy a dumb little show or just watch
Just watch
SpongeBob. There you
SpongeBob.
go. Yeah, there you go. That's my advice. There you go. There. Just watch SpongeBob or something silly, okay? Yeah.
Yeah, just watch SpongeBob. That's my
Yeah, or
tagline.
just indulge in in the memes. Oh boy, for hours on end. I think that's
Hey,
what
just doom
helps.
scroll. Doom scroll on Instagram Reels. That's what I do.
Oh boy.
We can't be ashamed of it. We all do it, okay? Let's just
Or
hold
just
our
look at
hands up.
actually, something that I've been getting into, like
Yeah.
looking at pets, watching or
Oh,
documentary,
that's
look at
nice. Looking
animals.
at
Yeah.
pets online, they're so cute.
Yeah, documentaries can be educational because you get to learn
Yeah.
about the tigers, penguins, or just the zoo animals around the world. So,
Yeah.
it's great.
And
Yeah.
you know what? You're gonna hate me for saying this, but it's almost like passive research because there's a narrator and you're like, how are they narrating this
Maybe let me
documentary?
steal that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna steal this and use this at my own. No one will ever know.
No one will ever know.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
research
no one
never
will ever know.
stops.
I think the best way that I could describe this, like if you want to do voiceover, it's like steal from the best. That's kind of something that I've learned from I think it was Crispin Freeman or somebody else, but they were talking about look, good actors borrow, but no, it's artists borrow and the great ones steal from the best. I'm pretty sure that's how the saying goes.
Ooh,
Yeah.
dang.
And I'm just like, huh, maybe that's why we've been at this for all, that's why we're
Yeah.
just kind of still, you know, doing a lot of this crazy stuff. And hey, like, I mean, that's why we're able to just get away with it and nobody will file a lawsuit against. I'm kidding.
I love how you had to say that. I'm kidding, by the way. I'm kidding.
Yeah, I'm kidding. Please don't sue. Okay,
There's a really good quote that I
I'm
want to say
sorry
before
for,
we wrap
yeah,
this up. Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
for
Oh,
sure.
I was just
No, I
gonna
was gonna
say,
say, look, Billy Crystal is like, if we do like a Billy Crystal imitation or like an impression, like, what is he gonna do? Sue a voice actor on Instagram? What are they gonna do? Sue us? Post voice duets and, those voice acting collabs, and we're just wondering, is somebody gonna sue? Probably not. I don't know. Who knows?
you know what? I
Like,
feel like they enjoy watching them because they're like, oh,
yeah,
these are what fans get inspired and then they create something
yeah,
with their own spin on it. So I feel like
but
they
if
wouldn't mind.
But if AI is involved, like, look, they say imitation is just a serious form of flattery, but unless if it's
Yeah.
artificial intelligence, that's Yeah, that's a sub. Yeah, that's also another can of worms that could be its own episode in and of itself. But yeah, I'm just, just throwing the facts out there. But anyways, you had something that you wanted to say before I kind of cut you off.
Oh,
Sorry
yeah.
about
Oh,
that.
that's okay. No worries. It was a quote that my friend said literally like a couple days ago when I met up with him, and we were talking about the industry, and he said, be so good that they can't ignore you. And I was like,
Yeah,
wow,
that was
so
something.
good.
Was it Steve Martin or
Steve
Martin?
Martin,
Steve
yeah.
Martin, yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's such a good quote to live by because it's just like just put yourself out there as much as you can because people can't ignore that forever. So just like keep
Yeah,
going until you get recognized, basically. Just don't
exactly.
stop.
So, I think out of all of the, I know I mentioned favorite projects, but would you say that the Marvel audio that you did, would you say that that was the one that really made a significant impact? Or would you say that there is something else where you kind of had the epiphany of just being like, you know what? I love this. I'm just so glad that I do voice acting now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, there's a guy on Instagram. His name's Mr. Lars. I follow him and we follow each other. He's an animator. And like I always do like unpaid stuff for him because he's like a student and we just kind of work together. And he did an animation and I was auditioning for it and he was like, "Oh my God, I'm so happy. Like I'm just going to use the audition audio files." And I was like,
I
"Really? Like you're happy with that?"
Yeah, that's like, isn't
Um,
that just a great feeling though? Where it's
yeah,
like,
it's
oh yeah,
so
your audition
good.
is actually in the final product, but yeah,
Yeah.
Mr.
I think that
Lars, I
that
feel
was a
like
big moment for me.
the name sounds familiar, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't think
What's,
I've
do you
checked out
have
his
an
stuff.
Instagram? I don't know
I
if I
do.
follow you. Let
I,
me see if I
yeah,
follow you. What's your
yeah.
tag?
I think it's Robert Jackson, man, something.
Nice and professional. Robert Jackson.
Yeah, professional.
But yeah, I think just that validation from the creative person being like, "Oh yeah, I'm really happy with these. You don't need to redo them or like retouch anything." I think that's just like oh, I love this job, man. I love it so much.
Yeah. And if you have any final advice or thoughts to close out this interview, and you can also plug your socials, upcoming stuff, that would be a-okay. Terrific.
Oh, amazing. Thank you. So I have some voiceover collabs coming up with a couple of voiceover friends at Ferah Ahmet VO on Instagram and TikTok. And yeah, just DM me if you want to work together or collab together. And yeah, just yeah, be so good that they can't ignore you. That's the quote that I'm gonna end on.
Bingo, bingo, bingo is his name-o. Yeah. And let's see. For the closing outro, I usually am like, I just have the guests be like, hey, my name is da da da. You've heard me at this, and this is Station Square with Robert Jackson. Just simple.
Yeah, sure.
All right, whenever you're ready.
Okay, hi, I'm Ferah Ahmet. I've been on Station Square with Robert Jackson, and yeah, have a great day.
We just go with that. And also check her out with Marvel, and there's a you could just check out the website and everything, which has a
Yeah.
lot of her projects listed on there. So if you wanted to check out her socials, you could just feel free to give out where can people check out your stuff, and I think that just wraps it up.
Yeah, sure. So my tags on Instagram and TikTok are at Farah Ahmet VO, and then my website is www.farahahmet.vo.com or ahmetvo.com. I may have gotten it wrong, but it's all on my Instagram, so just have a look at that.
Yep, and I guess with that, thank you so much for watching, everybody. I hope everybody has a great rest of the. Tries to have a great rest of February. Oh boy. But
Yeah,
until then, stay safe, stay healthy, and let's get through this year together. I don't know how else to
absolutely.
close this out, but yeah, thank you
See
so
you on
much for
the other
watching.
side.
Yep, I'll see you on the other side. Take care, everybody. And stick around for more Station Square with Robert Jackson coming. Yeah, Station Square with Robert Jackson coming soon. I screwed up already. Okay, love you. Bye. Ah.